The Enchanted Wood by Enid Blyton. Chapter 23. They Get Into Trouble. The captain took them through the village and up to the wooden fort. It was very like a toy fort that Joe had once had. It even had a wooden drawbridge that could be pulled up or let down. It was let down for them to walk over. Toy cannons stood here and there. Joe went up to one. "Funny old cannon," he said. "Look, there's a knob to pull back and then let go, just like the toy cannon I had in my little fort at home." He pulled back the knob, let it go, and then bang! The cannon went off with a very loud noise. The wobbly man was so shocked that he almost fell over, and it took a lot of wobbles for him to stand upright. The toys in the village below were so frightened when the cannon went bang that they rushed out of their little houses and ran for their lives. Now the captain was very angry indeed.
"Now see what you've done," he said to Joe. "Let off the cannon and scared everybody. You must be mad."
I'm very sorry," said Joe. "I never thought the cannon would go off like that."
"Well, what did you think it would do?" said the captain angrily. "Whistle a tune or dance a jig?"
Nobody dared to laugh. The captain led them on again, and soon they came to a door that led into a wooden tower. They went in and found themselves in a room with a wooden table and a chair at one end, and nothing else. The captain sat himself down in the chair. "Stand up straight," he said. Everyone stood up straight, even Saucepan. "Salute," said the captain, and everyone saluted, though Moonface used the wrong hand. "Dismiss," said the captain, and everyone stared. What did he mean?
No, that's wrong," said the captain. "Don't dismiss. Stand at ease."
They obeyed. The captain rapped loudly on the table.
"You are accused of not being toys. You are accused of punching wobbly men. You are accused of setting off cannons.
Only one wobbly man and one cannon," said Joe. "And we're sorry. We won't do it again. We'll dismiss now." But before they could go, they heard the noise of marching feet, and into the room came about 50 toy soldiers, all very wooden. They surrounded the children and the others.
"To the deepest dungeon with them," shouted the captain.
"No!" shouted Joe, and he pushed the nearest soldier hard. The soldier fell against the soldier next to him and knocked him over. And that one fell against the next one, and he went down too, knocking the soldier next to him. And before 5 seconds had passed, every soldier was lying flat on the floor. "It's like playing dominoes. Knock the first one over and down goes the whole row," said Franny with a giggle. The captain looked alarmed. What was he to do with people like these? Goodness, one push and all his soldiers were down. He banged on the table.
"Order! Order! Get up! Do you think you are Skittles men?"
The men got up, but none of them would go near the little group of 6 prisoners.
"Now listen," said the captain. "Either you become toys or you go to the deepest dungeon. You can choose."
"All right," said Joe with a grin. "We'll be toys then. I will be a clockwork clown and go head over heels all the time." He began to go head over heels all around the room and knocked into one of the soldiers. Down they all went again like a row of skittles.
"Right," said the captain. "You're a clockwork clown. And what will you be?" He pointed at Moonface. "I shall be a teddy bear," grinned Moonface, "with a growl in my middle." And he pressed himself in the middle and pretended to growl. And I'll be a doll," said Silky, and began to walk about stiffly like a doll. "And I will be a furry grey rabbit," said the Saucepan Man. "I'll grow long floppy ears and grey fur." And we'll be dolls," said Beth and Franny together, and they walked about stiffly like Silky, giggling all the time. Right, said the captain thankfully. You are now toys and can remain in the land of toys. Dismiss!
The 6 of them went out laughing, Joe still turning head over heels just for fun. They went over the drawbridge and into the town. In the distance, they saw an enormous Noah's Ark. Let's go and see the animals coming out 2 by 2, said Beth, and they set off. Franny was just going to say something to Saucepan, who was in front of her, when she stopped. She stared hard. She saw something very, very peculiar. Saucepan wore a saucepan for a hat, as usual, but goodness, he'd suddenly grown 2 huge floppy ears. The saucepan sat on top, looking now very odd. Saucepan, said Franny, astonished. Saucepan, what's wrong with you? Saucepan turned around, surprised, and everyone got a tremendous shock. His face was covered with grey fur, and he had very long whiskers. Oh, he's a toy rabbit, said Franny with a squeal. Saucepan, you're a toy rabbit. Oh, you said you would be, and now you are. They were all very surprised. They stared and stared at poor Saucepan. How peculiar to see his face all grey, topped with 2 floppy ears and long quivering whiskers. Saucepan looked at himself in one of his bright pans, which he used as a mirror. He was so shocked to see a furry face looking back at him, and he gazed around at the others, very scared. Ah! Then he gave a shout and pointed at Joe. Well, look at him. Oh, look, he's a clockwork clown now, hat and all. Oh, yes, and he's got a key in his back. Joe, you're a clown. No wonder you're going to go head over heels. No wonder you're just going to keep going. Joe turned another somersault at once. The others gazed at him. Yes, Joe was officially a clown, with a clown's hat and a clown's suit. His face was covered in red and white like a clown's too. Franny looked at the others and squealed again. Ah! Look at Moonface! He's fat and round like a little teddy bear with a round teddy bear face. Oh, that's hardly like Moonface at all. Oh, Moonface, is that really you? Yes, said Moonface, putting up his hand to feel his face. Oh, dear. Oh, I've gone all furry. Oh, where are my clothes? Look, they've gone. Joe pressed him in the middle and an alarming growl came out. Grrr. Don't, said Silky. You made me jump. Don't press him again, Joe. Oh, my goodness, this is dreadful. We're all toys. Look at me. You're not so bad, said Joe, looking at her. You are the prettiest doll I've ever seen. And Beth and Franny are dolls too. Look at them walking about as stiff as can be. Beth, can you actually sit down? No, not very easily, said Beth, trying to sit on a nearby wall. I can't seem to bend. And, oh no, I can't shut my eyes either. Well, perhaps they will shut when you lie down, said Moonface, speaking, and suddenly his face turned into even more of a furry affair, and his funny little voice became a funny, growly voice. So Beth lay down on some grass for a moment, and at once her eyes shut. Yes, we're really toys, said Franny. It must have begun to happen when we said we'd be toys and we chose what we'd be. But we only said it for fun. I know, but you never know what will happen in lands that come to the top of the Faraway Tree, said Joe. Moonface, will we stop being toys when we get out of the land?
Oh, no, I don't think so, said the newly growly-voiced teddy bear. And anyway, do you think you're going to go head over heels down the Faraway Tree? Grrr. Oh, no, we'll just have to hope that this will all wear off.
Well, I don't like being a toy rabbit at all, said Saucepan sadly. I feel silly. Do you think my face will become my own again if maybe I wash it? No, said Joe, turning head over heels for about the 50th time. Toy rabbits always stay furry. It's your ears that look so funny with that saucepan stuck on top of them. Why don't you take it off? Oh, but I might get cold, and I might get a cold, said Saucepan. I always wear a hat. I don't feel right without a saucepan for a hat.
Well, you certainly don't look right now, said the growly-voiced Moonface. And nor do you, said Saucepan. I wish you'd look like Moonface again. I don't like you like that. Oh, come on, said Joe, going head over heels again. Let's explore the village of toys and hope all of this wears off. If only I didn't have to keep going head over heels so often. Oh, I'm getting very tired of it. So are we, said Franny, getting out of his way. Do keep over there, Joe. You'll knock me over. The little group went on through the village of toys. Nobody took much notice of them now because they looked exactly like toys. Wobbly men wobbled about, looking very busy, and teddy bears lazed about around, fat and cheerful looking. Dolls of all kinds went here and there, and they saw the little clockwork mouse again. Meow, said the saucepan, and it fled. You're so unkind to it, said Franny. It's a dear little thing. Oh dear, I do feel funny walking stiffly like this. I'm sure I couldn't run even if I had to. Look, here come the Noah's Ark animals, said Joe, getting up from another sum. Should be. Oh, look, 2 lions, 2 bears, 2 rabbits, and 2 ducks, 2 mice, went on Franny. Meow, said Saucepan at once again. Meow. But the Noah's Ark mice took no notice of him. However, someone else did. Behind the mice were 2 cats, and one of them left the row of animals and came over to Saucepan, glaring at him. Meow. What did you just say then? Said the wooden cat. Meow, said the saucepan. Meow, meow, meow. How dare you call me such rude names, said the cat, and showed her claws in her wooden paws. Saucepan backed away hurriedly. I didn't mean to call you names, he said. I just said meow, meow, meow to the mice. That was all. I really didn't mean to call you names, honest. Well, in cat language, meow, meow, meow means you're a very ugly cat with a crooked tail, said the cat angrily. My tail is not crooked. Don't use cat language if you don't know what it means. Get back into line, cat, called Mr. Noah, and the cat obeyed. Saucepan was very relieved. Goodness, to think those simple meows had meant all that in cat language. He really must be very careful. Well, let's go on, he said to the others, who were just about as surprised as he was. Moonface, you might suddenly begin to growl, and goodness knows what might mean in bear language. We don't want those 2 white bears and those 2 brown ones to come after us. Oh, well, let's go another way, said Joe gloomily, turning another somersault. Below this head over heels business. Oh, I'm tired of it. They turned down another way. Oh dear. Was this strange spell wearing off yet? No, it didn't seem like it. And that is the end of that chapter. So what do you think is going to happen next? Will the children, Moonface, Silky and Saucepan, stay as toys? What if the spell never wears off? Will they have to stay in Toyland for the rest of their lives? If you went to Toyland, what toy would you like to be? What would you have chosen? And if you could go to Toyland and give them some advice roundabout now, what would you tell them to do? Well, let's see what they do tomorrow. Bye-bye.